Hi everyone, I am here with another video on lists. So this is to talk about list comprehension. List comprehension is the smarter way to create a list. So whatever we do with the conventional coding to create a list, so can be converted or can be done with the help of list comprehension. So here I will be considering some examples to demonstrate list comprehension. So instead of talking about the syntax and discussing in detail about the syntaxes and all, let me quickly jump into the examples. So first, reading numbers from the user. We all know that to read input from the user, we can use input statement. If it is a single item that is to be read from the user, input statement is enough. Suppose we have to read multiple values and store them in the list. We used input.split. The nature of input.split is it is an array of strings or list of strings that is to be converted to either integer type or float type. So for that we have used map function. So the same effect can be brought by using list comprehension. Let me just demonstrate that. To read 10 numbers from the user, I am writing a statement using list comprehension. List comprehension syntax will be like the expression and the supporting for statement and if statements, they will be enclosed within square brackets. That means we are going to create a new list with the expression we give within that square bracket. Okay, let us see this one. So int of I for I in input dot split. So this statement can read input and can convert each and every element of the input into integer, and that will be stored in the list L. Now you can print this list. Let us run this code to quickly verify what is done in this one. So let me give the input like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the default separator here? Space. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is stored in the list L and that is being printed here. So this is how we can use list comprehension. This portion is called, the highlighted portion here is nothing but list comprehension, which comprises one expression. Int of I is one expression. For I in input.split is an iterable. So here I have not used if statement. So when it is required, I will be using and I will be showing that. Okay, so that whole expression along with for statement enclosed within square brackets is called list comprehension. What is the outcome of this list comprehension? It will create a list and that is stored in L. That L is printed here as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, let us take another example. Suppose our interest is to create, instead of taking the input from the user, I want to create an input list with 10 numbers. How can I do that? So L equal to I for I in range 1, 11. Why I am using this range 1, 11? Then starting number has to start with 1 and it has to end at 10. I for I in range 1, 11. What will happen here? A list is created with the numbers 1 to 10 and that is getting stored in L. Now, if you print this one, what will be printed? Yes, the list L contains the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on up to 10. So this is how we can create an input list to work with problems. Okay, so one case we have seen to read the input from the user and another case we have seen to generate some initial input into the list. Next one. Find even numbers and odd numbers present in the list. So let us assume there is one list given here. It contains some elements. There are 6 elements here. How can you separate even numbers and odd numbers from the list? So for this purpose, I will be using list comprehension. I will name list L1 as list of even numbers. What is the condition? I will write here. You see, for I in L, what does this mean? For every value of, for I in L. For every I in L, you have to consider provided I am applying one if statement here, if condition here. If, what is that one? I percent 2 equal to 0. I am applying condition here. What is the meaning of this? Consider I from L if that I is divisible by 2. That I can be called as an even number. Okay. L2. This is the list of odd numbers. I for I in L if I percent 2 not equal to 0. This is a list of odd numbers. Now let me print L1 and L2. What will be printed? You see, the first list is list of even numbers. The second list is list of odd numbers. So we have separated even numbers and odd numbers of the list by using list comprehension. The same effect we can achieve by using our regular for statement also, but it is the smarter way to write. Next, finding the duplicate elements in a given list. Let us assume the given list is 5, 5, 6, 6, 8, 9, 2. So what are the duplicate elements here? 5 is a duplicate element, 6 is a duplicate element. So let us assume this 6 is appearing for 3 times. Okay. What is the output we must print? We must get the output as 5, 6. Why? Because these two are the elements that are repeated. So find the repeating elements or find the duplicate elements. So for this, I will be applying this list comprehension. So first, I will be considering a set of L. What this set will do? A set is created with the list elements, and obviously as per the nature of set, the duplicate values will be removed. That means set will be a collection of distinct elements. So that is there in set. So now I will be taking one list D. Let me take that as D. This is the list of duplicates. How would I consider this? I for I in S, take every element from S if L dot count of I is greater than 1. What is this count? Count is the method that can be applied on a list. So L dot count of I will return the number of occurrences of I in the list L. So if the number of occurrences is greater than 1, then add that element to list of duplicates. Now print D. So if our code is correct, what should be printed? 5, 6 is to be printed. Yes, exactly. This is to find the duplicate elements. But in some cases, for example, if you are attempting a problem in Geeks for Geeks or lead code, if you find the duplicate elements with the help of count function and set, it will give time limit exceeded error. Why? Because there will be some amount of time consumed to convert a list into set and also to count the number of occurrences. This will take more time. What is the alternative for this? Using dictionary. Using dictionary is the best alternative to find the duplicate elements. So I will show you how this can be done. So initially create a dictionary for I in L. If I not in the dictionary, add it to the dictionary. That means make its value 1. else increment its value by 1. Here value stores the number of occurrences of the number. Okay, now the dictionary is created. Now how to generate this duplicates? As I have already named duplicates as D, let me call this like D1. D1 equal to I for I in D if D of I is greater than 1. The same kind of statement I am writing here, but I am replacing that count with D of I. Now let us print this D1. If our code is right, it must print 5, 6. Yes, very good. So the first line of output is the result of first method. The second line of output is the result of second. The second method is effective and it consumes less time compared to the first method. So in competitive coding, you can use this second approach. Next, let us apply this list comprehension to another problem. Find the elements of the list that are factors of its sum. This question has been asked in one service-based company in 2022 or 21. I don't remember that, but it is a previous exam question. Find the elements of the list that are factors of its sum. So let us assume there is one list like 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2. 7, 2 is already there, 9. This is a list. What is its sum? Its sum is 2 plus 4 plus 5, that is 11. 11, 6, 17. 17, 17, 7, 24. 24, 9. It is 33. 33. So find the elements of the list that are factors of its sum. So the total sum is, so why should we calculate? Let us just print sum of L. It is 33. Good. So now I have to find the elements that are factors to its sum. How can I do that? I will create one list, factors equal to I for I in L, but that I must be a factor of sum. So I will take sum of, if sum of L modulo division I equal to 0. If that I exactly divides this sum of L, you consider that I. That is the logic here. Now print factors. So is there any factor for this 33 here? No. Let us see what will be printed. You see, the sum is 33. There are no factors in this list that can, there are no elements in this list that are factors of 33. Let us add 1 to this list. Let me do this again. It is 34. 2 and 1 are the factors of this sum. Okay. So this was given in one exam, one recruitment test. Next, let me consider the recent Accenture coding question. Recent in the sense it was given in last year campus recruitment drive. Difference of sums. Difference of sums means the problem statement goes like this. Given a m, find the sum of elements that are divisible by n in the range 1 to m, including 1 and m. And find the sum of elements that are not divisible by n. Print the difference between these two sums. What we have to do, if m is given, consider 1 to m numbers and separate the numbers that are divisible by n and separate the numbers that are not divisible by n. Individually find the sum of these two lists and then find the difference between these two sums and print it. That is the problem statement. Let us work with this one. So first we have to read m value. M equal to int of input n equal to int of input, m and n are read from the user. Now what we have to do? We have to create a list L equal to I for I in range 1 comma m plus 1. This is the list available. Now we have to separate. So what are they? What are they? L divisible by n. LDN. I am naming the list as L list divisible by n. I we have already generated. Now I can consider L as the input list. For I in L, if I percent n equal to 0. Okay. Next I will be considering LNDN, list not divisible by n. I for I in L, if I percent n not equal to 0. Okay. So divisible by n, not divisible by n. Now we have to print the difference between the sums of those. I will directly write the statement. They have asked only the difference, not to subtract. So that's why I am considering absolute value of sum of LDN minus sum of LNDN. Okay. Now let us run this code. So let me give n equal to 4, n equal to 20. So we have to consider the numbers up to 20. What are the numbers that are divisible by 4? We can print that. Why should we worry? Print LDN. Next, print LNDN. And then print the difference of sums. So let me give the same input. Oh, sorry. I have given m as n in previous case. That's why we got very less value. So m is 20, n is 4. The list of numbers that are divisible by 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. List of numbers that are not divisible by 4. This is the second list, and the difference between the sums of these two lists is 90. Perfect. Next, this is one coding question given in Accenture in August 2022. Next one, creating a nested list. So we can create a nested list like we created one linear list using list comprehension. So how to create a nested list? For example, I considered tab j for j in range 1 comma 3. My purpose or my intention here is to create a nested list where the number of columns are 2. That means the columns will take the value 1, 2. The number of rows are 5. Then how would I give? First I will concentrate on columns. J for j in range 1 comma 3. The column values are to be taken as 1 and 2. 2 columns will be taken. Then this whole column will be treated as one I value for I in range 5. How many such columns are created? How many such j loops are done? 5 such j loops will be done. Then print tab. So print that element. Let me comment this one. This is not required right now. Let me run this one. So this is a nested list where the first list contains 1, 2 elements, second list 1, 2, third list 1, 2 and so on. How to understand this one? The inner list, each and every inner list should be considered as a row, and in each row how many columns are there? 2 columns are there. So when you are creating a nested list using list comprehension, First you focus on the column, then you treat that column as one I value. I mean, treat that entire row as one I value, which consists of j columns. Then for I in range 5. So with this one, 5 rows will be created with how many columns? 2 columns, and the values of those columns are 1 and 2. So this is how we create a nested list using this list comprehension. Then one important application of list comprehension is unpacking a nested list. Unpacking a nested list. So for example, this is the nested list we have generated 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 and so on. How can you unpack that list? Unpacking in the sense removing those brackets and all and treating all those elements as one single list. This process is also called flattening a list. Flattening a list. This has important applications in data analysis. Okay, how can we do that? So for the same nested list that I have created in the previous step, I will be writing a step to unpack the nested list. So this is somewhat tricky, but through practice you can easily learn. So first write for j. J for I, j. Don't write this for I in tab immediately. Then write for j in I. J for j in I. What is this I? We don't know. Now define this I. For I in tab. Okay. So what do I ask you? First, write like this. J for j in I. We don't know about I. What is that I? For I in tab. Tab is the name of the nested list. Okay. If you do like this unpacking or flattening of the list is done and it will come like this. You see the difference between previous list of lists and then one single list. This process is called unpacking or flattening the list. Okay. Let me call this as flattening. Flattening a nested list. Okay. So this is one important application in data analysis. Okay. So that's all, folks. Let me quickly summarize what I have covered in this video. So first, this video talks about list comprehension. Instead of explaining the syntax of list comprehension and all, I am directly jumping into the examples. First, we have discussed reading numbers from the user with the help of list comprehension. Then next we have seen how to generate the desired list or how to initialize a list with some numbers. So that we have seen here. Next, separating even numbers and odd numbers in the list with the help of list comprehension. What is the speciality of this list comprehension? We are using this if statement as a filter. It separates even numbers and odd numbers. Then find the duplicate elements with the help of list comprehension. So I have considered one list, then converted to set, and if the count is greater than 1, such element will be added to the list. This is one approach, but it has some drawback. What is the drawback? The time complexity is more. So to avoid that one, we will be considering a dictionary. Using dictionary to find the frequency of elements, find the duplicate elements is the best idea always. Why? Because it consumes less amount of time. It is almost like constant time to retrieve the elements of the dictionary. So for that reason, dictionaries are best data structures to use for this kind of applications. Now using dictionary, generate list of duplicates. Both will give the same result. Next, find the elements of the list that are factors of its sum. This is one question given in a service-based company. So given a list and then generate a list by name factors by applying the conditions sum of L modulo division I equal to 0. Next one, This is one Accenture coding question given in August 2022. So this is about finding the difference of sums. Next one. Next we have seen creating a nested list. So how a nested list can be created and how that unpacking or flattening the nested list can happen with the help of list comprehension is seen. Okay, I hope you understood the video. If you have understood the content, please like, subscribe and share it with your friends and comment if you have liked it. And you please let me know which application of this list comprehension is interesting for you. Okay, thank you.